Amy Schumer said that she wanted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to appear at the Oscars, but producers struck down the idea. I wonder if she even came up with that idea herself, or if just like everything else, she stole it on Twitter too. How can you be that tone deaf? There's a war going on. Let's fly Zelensky over to America to produce the Oscars, to appear at the Oscars. Wow, brilliant. She needs to stop. She needs to stop. Going for that one breath. Special thanks to Nix, Holly Miller, Kaori Mori, Karen Duca, Sarah Bear, L, Kipachi, Chase Howard, Maxine Lankow, Devin Kellogg, Top Shelf, Rennie, Thomas Penny, Greyhound, Gravity Gaia, Lillian of the Vale, Emily Potter, Ade, Lucky Socks, Kelly Bock, Carolyn, Sven Arctic Fox, The Angry Potato, Abel Eris Winchester, Ghost Orchid, Outcast Jupiter, and Kate Cat for supporting the channel and supporting my content. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, one take. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are once again returning to r/cringetopia. I had nothing to add there. It's cringetopia. You guys know what it is. But before we begin in cringetopia, I wanted to address something that I think is really important that's going on in cringetopia at the moment. And that's that for the last 3 or 4, maybe longer months, it has been getting more and more and more filled with transphobic and homophobic sentiment. Like, I don't know where it's all come from because it didn't used to be like this. I don't know if some right-wing subreddit got closed and they all flocked to cringetopia, but there is an incredibly large amount of transphobic and homophobic sentiment being posted in cringetopia posts, in the comments, just generally across the board, stuff like that. There's also a lot of stuff where the posts specifically just target someone's weight and nothing else. I don't agree with any of those posts, and those kinds of posts will not feature in my video. I'm going to keep making cringetopia videos because I find laughing at cringe funny, but I will not host transphobic content on my channel or homophobic content on my channel or anything like that unless the transphobic person is the subject of the cringe, because then I am happy to laugh at someone being transphobic because they're an idiot, but I will not support transphobic content and have those posts on this channel. I just wanted to get that point out there because I've had a couple of comments about people mentioning this, and I have also noticed it myself, so I felt like it was something important to address. That being said, let's get into cringetopia.
Let the ride to themselves and make us common folk wait and watch them. Typical.
There's so many empty cups. There's so many empty cups. This is such a busy place. Like, how many people there are.
Like forever.
There's so many people and there's so many empty cups. The entitlement and the fact that they're allowed to do this. I can't stand the Kardashians. I cannot stand the Kardashians. Every time they appear on my TV, on my YouTube feed, on my Reddit feed, I get more annoyed at the fact that I even had to hear more news about them. I don't care. They're literally just famous for being rich. That's it. Don't understand why anybody watches it. Don't understand. I think Will Smith should. Wait, looks at hands. Oh, hang on. I'm quite white, so maybe I don't need to have an opinion on what a black man did to another black man because of what he said about his black wife. Maybe I should just shut up and listen. So, right. I did not care about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I did not care. I don't care about the Oscars, and I don't care about a millionaire slapping another millionaire because of a comment about his wife. However, this was not a race thing, and it did not need to be a race thing, okay? If someone slaps someone on public TV, the public is allowed to talk about it, regardless of their race, because this was not a racially motivated slap. It was a guy insulting someone's wife and him reacting. I don't care about who is wrong or right out of Chris Rock and Will Smith. I think that Chris Rock shouldn't have made the joke, and I think that Will Smith shouldn't have slapped him. I don't care. No one was morally right here. Fed up with the subject. However, as a human being, I am allowed to form an opinion on that. And my race doesn't matter because race had nothing to do with the joke or the slap. That's it. That's the end. That everyone's human. Everyone can have an opinion on something that a human did, okay? My opinion on it is not motivated by the race of either of those people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So she's
6.
ranking them by intelligence.
1, immigrant parents, first generation going to college, humble, modest. 2, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results. But really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
So number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean. And number 6 is Maria.
Coming back to intelligence, it's not just your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense, it's street smarts. Sure, it is some type of metric similar to an SAT and ACT score is a metric for getting into college, but there's more to that person than that test.
She's so salty. The funny thing is she goes out, it's not just like down to IQ, there's also EQ that's important. She for sure does not have the highest or even close to the highest EQ in that group. Because if she had a high EQ, which for anyone wondering is like emotional maturity, and I can't remember what the Q stands for. I never remember what the Q stands for in IQ and EQ, but it's emotional. And if she had a high EQ, she would have been able to structure that argument without it being insulting and rude. But she wasn't able to do that. And also, if she had a higher EQ, she would have been able to assess the group better. I don't know, man. I don't know. She got put in her place. Wow. This is hell. They think this is heaven. This is hell. This is actual hell. I would get up and leave. That plane is 30,000 feet in the air, and I would get up and leave. I'd be out that door, dude. No, but in all seriousness, I have active noise cancelling headphones. I think I'd be good, but the dude in the like plaid shirt says it all. His face says it all. It's so inconsiderate of like the hundreds of people on this plane that don't want to sit and listen to you sing about Jesus, okay? Like, you can have your religion and you can have your religious songs. That's fine. But don't subject people that don't want anything to do with it to that in a situation where they have no choice but to sit and listen to it. That's not gonna bring people to your religion. That's not gonna make people want to listen to what you have to say. That's gonna do the opposite. That's gonna push people away. And I don't know how they can't see that. So cringy. They lack any self-awareness. It's just... So for context, the dude in the grey shirt didn't make it into this show. And he's salty about that. So he, you know, he just had to... That's cringe. You know, there's a lot of cringe around on Cringetopia that's like, yeah, it was kind of cringy, whatever. The second-hand embarrassment I feel for this guy that had to, like, you know, make his show like, oh, look at me, I can do a kind of handstandy backflip in front of everyone, and then stand with really terrible posture. And the kid that was looking at him afterwards, it's just really like, that kid's just like, what are you, sir? We're here to see the show, not you. Are you okay? He's not okay. The little like sassy hand gestures he does at the end where he's like, I don't know. I'm embarrassed for him. I don't know if he feels shame or embarrassment, but I'm embarrassed for him. Height is a preference, whereas not liking fat people is not. Straight up fat phobia. I don't agree with not liking fat people or not liking people based on their height. However, you cannot argue that one is a preference and one isn't, okay? If you are saying that height is a preference, then you cannot argue that people cannot have preferences on other aspects aspects of the body. Again, I don't agree on them. I would not refuse to date someone purely based on their weight or height. I think that is wrong. But you can't say that one is okay and one isn't. If you're gonna say one is okay, they are both okay. But height is absolutely out of someone's control, is pure genetics. That's all there is to that. So you can't say that one of these things is okay to have a preference for and one of them isn't. They're both wrong. Both of them are wrong. Too many NPCs, gotta start messing with them. Oh, shiver me timbers. Oh, so scary. Won't anybody think of the poor NPCs? He did a funny face at them. They must be terrified. Too many do thinks he's the main character. Dude really thinks he's the main character, huh? I guess I somehow changed my YouTube notification language to English Millennial. Thanks though, appreciate it. #1 trending video equals you. Yes, your video is on fire. The #1 spot on the GB trending tab is yours. I hate it. How is YouTube so out of touch? How can YouTube be a host to like every single type of content on the planet and still be out of touch? Like YouTube Rewind was bad enough. That was out of touch enough. But this, how would they? This is like the most fellow kids thing I have ever seen. Just write, congratulations, your video is the #1 trending video. Just write that. Cut the emojis, cut the Gen Z/millennial talk or how you think they talk. Just stop, okay? Stop it. And the final video. You ready? I think so. What's wrong? I'm just really nervous, that's all. What are you doing? We're gonna watch Encanto and get takeout instead. Oh, that was a scary smile. That caught me off guard. I mean, what a gentleman, right? What a gentleman. Round of applause for the gentleman. But I love these kinds of videos because they're so self-serving, right? No one is really tuning into TikTok to look up these kinds of videos. This guy just made this video because he wants to show how much of a gentleman he is. But ignoring that, my favorite detail of this whole thing is I'm guessing he used his phone to record, which makes sense. You use your phone to record, but he didn't have a spare phone. He couldn't ask for a sibling's phone or a parent's phone or a friend's phone. So he had to use a Top Trumps pack as a phone. He had nothing better to use as a placeholder phone than a pack of Top Trumps. And I got, that's what really stood out to me in this video. That's where I'm gonna end it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I sure have. This has been a funny one. If you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click that join button to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.